What's going on, Colts Nation? I'm Lawrence Owen, and today we are going to discuss the training camp today. Shout out to everybody that's here. This is a great day. First day of training camp. Have a lot of stuff to talk about. We're going to go over some things. Mostly, we're going to discuss the quarterbacks, right? Between Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson. How did their days go? Who got most of the reps? Who got to throw the ball more? What are each person, the plays? What are the plays that Shane Steichen has both quarterbacks running right now? Even this early in the camp. We got to kind of dig in a little bit, figure out what's going on. What up, Matthew Stansberry? Appreciate you being in here. Those of you that are in here right now, please smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you are notified next time we go live or upload a video. Next training camp will be Friday. I will be there taking a lot of videos. We'll be doing a bunch of stuff. I'm going to see if I can't get a maybe change up my Believe in Colts intro with a different cheerleader maybe. See if we can't get a hold of somebody. No, I wasn't actually there. Not today because, well, it was Wednesday. I had a lot of stuff to do, so I didn't get there today. But I will be there on Friday. All right. What I did get is to sit down and call some people, talk to some people who were there that know what to look for. And this is what I've got to say. First and foremost, let's dive into who was doing what, where, when, and how. First off, Anthony Richardson, of course, got second team reps today. Okay. He didn't get a lot. He didn't do a bunch of stuff. Today it was mostly him. Sadly, he had 9 reps. That's it. 9 reps. And of those 9 reps, he got to pass the ball 2 times. So 7 of those 9 reps that he took were run plays, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now he did complete both of his passes. One to Evan Hall and one to Ethan Fournette, the tight end. Okay. So, or, wide receiver, whichever one you want to call it. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's a wide receiver now. Either way, he got to pass the ball 2 times. Whereas Gardner Minshew took 15 reps, all starter reps. He passed the ball 6 times, 5 of 6 of his completions, and it went all over the place. All right. He did throw one to Evan Hall, but he also threw it to Kylan Granson Evan Hall and Zach Moss. And then he got one to Kylan Granson, but he also got one out there to Alec Pierce and to Isaiah McKenzie. Okay. So he's getting the ball out all over the place. Most of what we saw was Richardson doing kind of red zone stuff. Okay. And when I say red zone stuff, I'm not talking about at the 5 freaking yard line only. I'm talking just red zone, different spots in the red zone when he did the nine slots. So day one, it looks like the Colts trust Minshew to throw the football around more. And Richardson's more of hand the ball off, get the ball out quick, move around, stuff of that kind of stuff. So that's what we're looking at currently. And man, that says a lot to me. That says an awful lot to me. Now we talk about the competition and the quarterback room and things of that nature. Why is Richardson getting second team reps and only gets to throw the ball 2 times, whereas Minshew is, getting a variety of plays? Well, it all has to do with what they're actually technically working on right now, right? What are you actually working on, the quarterbacks? Well, if you look at what Gardner Minshew is working on, let's check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think, just trying to get better every day and being as consistent as possible, taking completions when they're there, making the shots when we got them, learning how to operate in the offense even better, getting us in and out of the right plays, out of the wrong plays, that type of deal. And then just building camaraderie with these guys, getting everybody believing that we're about to go out and do something special.
Minshew's working on starting quarterback stuff, okay? Minshew's working on actual starting quarterback stuff. Now we go and look at what is Richardson working on?
Yeah, for sure. Get my legs right. Before I just relied on my arm, like you said, big arm. But I didn't really use my legs as much. So now it's just getting my feet faster, making sure I'm pointed the right way, and I'm using my hips a lot more.
So that's the difference. This is why Minshew is getting the starter reps. Now, granted, Anthony Richardson's going to get starter reps coming up. But on day one today, Minshew already understands the system, got a lot more of the playbook in. He's not working on, how to throw the football, right? He's more working on getting the team together, getting in and out of breaks, recognizing things, stuff of that nature. Whereas Richardson's still kind of working on his basics. His throwing motion and trying to get his body in the right position, his body facing the correct direction that he's throwing to. Now, I'm not saying that Richardson isn't able to throw the football. Dude can throw an 80-yard bomb falling backwards, okay? He can hum a football. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback already. But I am saying that the difference between what the two guys are working on right now has a lot to do with what kind of plays that Steichen and Jim Bob Cooter is going to draw up between the two quarterbacks. And that'll come in a lot more, right? That has a lot to do with later on, right? Like, let's say they're starting week one. We got starting week one. The fact that Gardner Minshew can run a variety of plays and Anthony Richardson is handing the ball off 4 out of 5 times. That tells you what kind of plays that they would be kind of stuck with depending upon which quarterback is at the helm right now. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that he will not get up the par by week one. There's still a few months. There's well over a month, between now and week one. So Richardson could definitely get up there. But if you have to call 4 out of 5 plays as a running play because Richardson's not ready, then you're doing the entire team a disservice, right? Let's face it. It's not even against Anthony Richardson here. It's the fact that you're not utilizing the offensive coordinator's playmaking abilities, the head coach's playmaking abilities. You're not utilizing your entire offense, your wide receivers. All these guys, they're not going to be utilized to their fullest if Anthony Richardson can't run the plays yet. So that's why they're splitting reps right now, because Gardner Minshew can run all the plays. They're trying to ease Anthony Richardson in so that he can learn how to play all the plays. Hopefully, he'll get a majority of that down by the time week one comes around. I want to get back into a little bit more of what was said today. I love Gardner Minshew and Anthony Richardson. I think they're both going to be very quality players for us. From all accounts, Gardner Minshew was one of the stars today. 5 of 6, threw the ball around really well, got guys in and out of the huddle, broke everything. It was a fantastic day for him. And Anthony Richardson is learning. So when we ask Anthony Richardson a little bit about what he thinks of the quarterback room right now, here's what he's got to say.
It's great. Just having guys from different backgrounds, different parts of the world, it feels good, because we're all rooting for each other, but we're all pushing each other. We're gonna tell each other how it is and what it is, and you just got to keep it straight, keep it 100 with each other, and just push each other every day.
And I love that. I love that. And when he says keep it real and push each other, right? That's not trying to hold anyone back, right? That's push each other, get everyone to the best of their ability. Why is each one pushing each other to make each other better? Man, Minshew says it perfectly right here.
Tell you, for me, competitiveness isn't wanting him to be bad so I can be good. I want him to be great so I have to be even better. And that's how I think you have to see it is I don't want an easy competition. I want it as hard as possible. I want him to be so freaking good that I have to bring my level that much higher. So I think, we're all going to keep pushing each other. But at the end of the day, we're all just trying to win.
Hello? That makes perfect freaking sense, does it not? Gardner Minshew wants Anthony Richardson to be at his best right now. Not 2 years from now, right now. So he's doing everything in his power. He talks about how Anthony Richardson's always asking questions, trying to get better and better. And he's always there trying to help him. Why? Because if Anthony Richardson is better, that's going to push him to raise the bar of his play as well. And then once his bar is raised, then Richardson's got to raise his bar again. And all that does is create an inter-room competition, making each other better and making each other strive to be better. And that right there is something we haven't seen in the Colts quarterback room. All right. We got, obviously, in the past, we've had Ryan, we've had Rivers, we've had, Carson Wentz, all these guys. They knew they were the starters, right? There was no question walking into week one who was going to be quarterbacking this team. So it wasn't about pushing each other to get better. Those guys were just teaching the veterans were teaching the young guys. There was not equal camaraderie building each other up as you go. That is why this year might be even better walking out week one, because you got two guys fighting for the starting spot. Minshew feels like he's got a legit shot, right? Richardson's out there fighting for that shot. This is a good thing. No matter who starts week one, these two are pushing each other to their best. And I can't wait to see what happens. Like I said, wasn't there today. I will be there on Friday, though. Little information. Shaquille Leonard practiced today. Didn't just run personal drills. Dude was out there. He ran a 7-on-7 and a couple 11-on-11 full team periods. All right. Couple plays in each. So Leonard, that's good news. Right? What's going on? Why am I dying here? Huh. I am lagging bad. Wow. I wonder what's all up with that. It was lagging terrible. It's still lagging pretty bad. But anyhow, that's the thing, right? These guys, Leonard is out there practicing his butt off right now. Not just running personal drills, but running 11-on-11s and stuff. All right. Not full 11-on-11s, but he's out there running plays in full team. Oh, good. I'm glad that the audio was clear and the video was just laggy. That was weird as heck. But that must mean that Leonard is a lot closer to being a full participant than what we thought when Chris Ballard was talking about, him easing into it, right? So if he's already participating in full team drills, even just a play here and a play there, He's way further along than, say, what Eric Fisher was when we got him, and he was coming back from that ACL, and he was just doing personals, and he only did personal drills. He never really practiced with the team until week 1. Bam, then he was there. He was a starter. I'm betting Leonard will be playing full team by preseason if he's already playing a few team drill snaps already, week 1. So that's a great thing to keep an eye on. Something else I want to talk about. Jonathan Taylor was there at the practice today as well. No boot, nothing that we saw right out there. But he didn't practice with the team. He's still going to be on PUP. And we won't hear from him until he is fully off PUP. Taylor will not meet with the media until he's able to actually practice. So you won't hear much from him as well. Isaiah McKenzie apparently was running all kind of crazy routes this week. So that's something as well that I want to get with you. He was also doing returns. Your kick returners were Dallas Flowers, Josh Downs. Yes, I love the fact that Josh Downs was out there. Isaiah McKenzie and Cody Case. All right. So apparently Isaiah McKenzie, with his veteran ability and the fact that he knows how to run a lot of different types of routes, you might see a lot of stuff from Isaiah McKenzie during training camp, let alone the regular season. Starting lineup, the offensive line was the same offensive line that we seen last year, right? It was Ryman, Nelson, Kelly, Fries, and Braden Smith. Man, I hope Fries gets better. The starting lineup out behind him, Gardner Minshew was at quarterback. Moss was the starting running back in for Jonathan Taylor. Michael Pittman Jr., Alec Pierce. We had Mo Alley Cox, Jelani Woods as the tight ends. All right. So the starting lineup today was a 2 tight end set. I expect to see the 2 tight end set all season, all preseason and training camp. And I expect that a lot of the starters will kind of flip in and out between Granson and Woods and Cox and all them. That's something to keep an eye on. Now, defensively is a little bit different, right? Obviously, the defensive line starting lineup was Sampson was over strong side where Quiddy played last year. Then you had Grover and DeForest, and then Quiddy was over on the pass rush inside where Yannick was all year last year. The linebackers, of course, as we expected, was Zaire Franklin, Shaquille Leonard, and EJ Speed. Here's the big question. What did the defensive backs look like? Kenny Moore and Dallas Flowers was your starting cornerbacks. Kenny Moore on left side, Dallas Flowers on the right side, Rodney Thomas, and Nick Cross were the safeties. Now, why was Nick Cross out there playing safety? Well, Blackman, if I remember correctly, kind of sprang a hammy a little bit. I guess it's just a, kind of wait and see. I guess from what I'm understanding from the interview with Coach Steichen today, he should be back soon. If not, this Friday, but within the next few days after that. Kenny Moore had a heck of a play today. Shaquille Leonard apparently stood out big time. Kenny Moore stopped a bomb today. Gardner Minshew laid out a bomb downtown trying to hit a guy, and he tried to hit Michael Pittman Jr., right, on a would-be touchdown. And Kenny Moore just came up at the last second and knocked it away. All right, so Kenny Moore's out there playing like he was playing 2 years ago. So that's something that we expect and hope to see. Juju Brents, Julian Blackman both have hamstrings, as I said. Tyquan Lewis, Will Mallory, Jonathan Taylor, those are your pup list guys. Shane says that he expects Brents to return soon. So that's also good. Being able to see Juju Brents. Interesting that Pay was on the Russ side. That's what I thought, Master. That's what I thought. Because he's not really built. Gus Bradley might be changing that up because Kwity Paye is not that Y9 guy, right? He's not built that way. He's not the long, tall, lean, fast guy. Gus Bradley may be adjusting his defensive line setup. Yes, that's a good thing right here that Colts House just brings up. Al-Qadim Muhammad is back. Don't forget, he's been signed. Al-Qadim Muhammad is legitimately our only Leo that we have. All right, we did not have a Leo on the team until we signed Al-Qadim Muhammad. He's more of a Leo than anyone else on this team. So that's freaking fantastic. From what I'm understanding, I don't think JT is going to hold out, though. Okay, I don't think Jonathan Taylor is holding out, especially since Saquon Barkley just signed his $10.1 million deal with a $1 million incentive, so he can make $11.1 million. And this was right before training camp. Now, Jonathan Taylor's still on PUP, so there's no hurry. And Chris Ballard did say he has no problem getting guys signed middle of the season. He don't care. He's not like that. Even though it's kind of weird that, when Kenny Moore last year said he wanted signed, he said, right now it's not the time, right? Right now is not the time to be talking today. Right now it's time to play football, not to talk about extensions. But when asked about, getting guys like Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. signed, he said, I'm willing to sign guys throughout the season. I don't care. I don't know. Is that just a change of attitude? Is that a double standard? Is it a Freudian slip? I don't know. But I need to find out. I'd love to find out. What's the difference between, working with Kenny Moore when he wants a pay raise / extension, as opposed to, getting the extension pay raise done for Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr. All right. It could be because Kenny Moore still had 2 years left on his contract when he was talking, and there's just 1 year left on Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman Jr.'s. But what's up, Mick the Dog? Appreciate you being in here. Guys, any questions, anything you guys want to talk about, let me know. Drop it into the chat, because I'll tell you what. I'm curious. I am very curious. Like I said, I'll be there Friday. I got my camera. It's charged up. I cleaned out the memory, so there's plenty of space. I got like 60 gig of space for video. It's only going to be an hour of practice and all that stuff, so I got plenty of space there to get all the video that I need. You say that we're projected 31st. Some places have us 30th. Some places have us 32nd. I think we're going to win anywhere between 6 and 9 games this year. All right. Which will put us somewhere between 20th and 14th. But that's my thought. Exactly. Right. And they got a couple guys right before training camp and right before the season, right? Last year with Darius Leonard and Quentin Nelson, they got their extensions done, and they were both on the PUP list when they did their extensions. So that says a lot. I'm understanding that should be it. Yeah, I think you're about dead on. Now, whether it's I don't think full pads usually come on. I think the first 3 days have to be shells, right? First 3 days have to be, I think that's an NFL league-wide thing. First 3 days have to be shells. And then you could go with full pads. That's okay. So I did say earlier about the day that Leonard had. He did come out. He did his personal workouts, just like everybody else did, doing his runs and his just his personal stuff that you see linebackers and everybody else do, running, doing the training with the other linebackers, during personals. And then when team reps happen, he jumped in on a 7-on-7. He jumped in on a couple 11-on-11s, and he looked fast. Okay. And that's just a really, really, really good news. Absolutely. And I think we're going to see 2 tight end sets probably most of the year. I don't think we're going to see 3 wide receivers, especially when Anthony Richardson's out there on the field, because you're going to want to be able to have at least one guy back there, one of the tight ends, to be able to stay back and block while you have one. And then, of course, the run game in effect. So that's a situation. And, of course, Gardner Minshew, he likes his tight ends too, right? But he's good at throwing the ball all over the field right now. So I got a feeling, since we're 5 deep on quality tight ends, we're going to see a lot of 2 tight end sets this year. I would not be surprised if we keep 5 tight ends on our roster. I would not be surprised. And I know that's a lot, and that's something that you don't see every day, but it could happen. Well, I'll tell you what, Colts house. Chris Ballard did say yesterday about Jonathan Taylor. He says, hey, it doesn't matter what position. If you're a good player and you are a playmaker, then you get paid. I will pay you, right? And he's proven that. He has proven that with an off-the-ball last year, off-ball linebacker in Shaquille Leonard, and then a left guard he paid because they were playmakers. They were difference makers. I don't see him holding back too much. The only issue is that the running back market is low, and that's the problem. Hopefully JT, since he can't practice right now, and since he is on the PUP list, hopefully they get that contract thing situated, because it's really, really important. We need to make sure he's locked up. I don't want to just tag him this year and then most likely he'll be gone the year after that. If you tag him this year, he'll most likely be gone the year after that. Lock him in for 3 years. Now, do we pay him $16, $17, $18 million? No, absolutely not. I mean, we were a 4-win team last year. Jonathan Taylor's coming off an ankle surgery. Only played 11 games last year. Now, granted, he was en route to have 1,800 yards from scrimmage before he went out with injury, and that's with the bad ankle, right? That's with an ankle that needed surgery, and that's with an offensive line that played like absolute garbage the first half of the season, right? So that tells me everything I need to know. Jonathan Taylor is a monster. You pay that dude. I think Jonathan, you're saying 8 to 12 with incentives. I think that the baseline right now, the tag is 11.5 or 11 or 10.5 or 10.1, something like that. I think base for Jonathan Taylor right now, talking negotiations, is 12. I think 12 is base, just to start the conversation. I don't think Jonathan Taylor will sign for anything less than 12. I still think that's a heck of a deal. Heck of a deal on our end, considering, Henry makes more, CMC, a lot of these guys out here, Cook should make more than that, but he don't. But anyhow, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you. Please don't forget, smash that like button, hit subscribe if you're not subscribed, tag that notification bell so that you're notified when a video comes up or I go live. You're not going to want to miss the stuff, especially from training camp when I bring back videos. Now, granted, it probably be posted a little later than what, Colts do or some other guys, because I got to drive all the way back home, which is about an hour and a half drive. Okay. But it'll be worth getting. Okay. Because I will be filming a lot. All right. But I think that's going to do it for this live stream. We got about 30 minutes in. I appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, as usual, I'm Lawrence Owen. This is Colts Law, and I want you to have a good one.